Welcome to episode 58 of Winging It. We're going to call this one Shameless Chelsea. We're straight after. Literally, the game's just finished between Palace and Leicester. So we're all buoyant. Albert's got a beer.
Yep. I mean, is it a beer? If it's a Guinness, is it a beer?
Stout.
Yeah.
Guinness available in the fan zone now, no less. That's Selhurst Park.
Somebody told me I'd have hurried up, getting there a bit quicker on Sunday.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't let the Lazio Falconer near the fan zone where our Eagle is.
I can imagine they pour it with real care and attention in the fan zone as well.
It's in one of those machines.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know the ones where every third cup explodes? It's in one of those.
Good things come to those who use AI to pour their beer.
Yeah. It tasted pretty nice. We'll get into that. The Lazio Falconer. For those who don't know, Lazio are also called the Eagles. They have an eagle on their crest. They have an eagle that flies around the stadium. Turns out the guy that flies the eagle is a bit of a wrong one. But there was evidence. I mean, so he's got a prosthetic penis. I'm not sure what that means. Is he like
him or the eagle?
Is it him? Has he augmented himself with like some sort of, I don't know. But anyway, so apparently he was found online sharing pictures of his prosthetic penis.
Was it attached to him when he took the pictures? Because if it was just on the side, I mean, if it was just
unscrewed.
If it was just unscrewed on the side, that's different, isn't it? That's just a picture of a thing.
He defended himself, though. He said, "Nudity is normal. I grew up in an open-minded naturist family." But he said he was doing it so he could just show people what a prosthetic penis looked like.
Fair enough. It's not an actual penis, is it? So,
yeah. And I was 2/3 of the way down the article before I found...
Whoa. Hang on. Before I started gagging. Oh, Jesus.
The 56-year-old was suspended by the club in 2021 for performing a fascist salute at the end of the match against Inter Milan. Typical Lazio.
Yeah.
Now that I do have a problem with.
I did it and I don't regret it. The Nazi salute this is. I don't think he's talking about his penis anymore. Because I admire Mussolini. He did great things for Italy as Franco did for Spain.
Speaking of, did we see that Wayne Hennessy had signed for Forest again?
Really?
Yeah.
What, second in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, I don't know why that pops into my head.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Well, he won't get a game because their keeper is fucking phenomenal. He displayed it in the game against us that we lost 1-0 up there. Made a brilliant save from Eze, tipping it onto the bar. But against Liverpool last night, he was outstanding. Some incredible saves. But let's move on. Let's talk about some Palace stuff. Chalobah's loan has ended. Chelsea have gone down the Shameless route and recalled him. Chalobah has said on his Instagram, "It was short and sweet, but this club made such an impact on me so quickly. I was made to feel at home from day one, from the staff, teammates, community, and you, the supporters." I mean, weirdly, he then said in brackets, "Except that curmudgeon Albert," but the atmosphere at Selhurst was a vibe every single game. Thank you all, Trev. And he has to go back now to a team where they basically banished him to the youth team earlier in the season, didn't let him travel to their US tour. And there was a tweet doing the rounds today saying one of the saddest things about this Chalobah situation is not only did they banish him from the plane for the US tour, they also gave João Felix his number 14 while he was literally still here before he even went to Palace. Trev wears 14 in honour of his mum who passed away. Sounds like Well, Chelsea, really, didn't it?
That's the most Chelsea thing I've ever heard.
How you feeling about it, Albert?
I mean, yeah, it's take away the sort of pettiness and the Chelsea-ness of it all. It is a bit of a blow because I was talking about it with my brother today. You know, had it been 6-7 weeks ago and he was recalled, I personally wouldn't have been, you know, that upset because I think he was still finding his feet up until recently. But credit to him over the last few games that he's played in that sort of back three with, you know, apart from it's been a little bit jumbled up with Gay's suspension and Christmas, you know, rotation. He's really settled in. So it is ultimately a loss. So yeah, it's a shame. It's fuck Chelsea. It's all for the wrong reasons. Like you say, he was training with their youth squad a little over 6 months ago. And it wouldn't surprise me if whenever Chelsea play next, he sat on the bench.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they have injuries and whatever, but it feels like he's just going to end up shafted out of it all again. I'll probably spend money on a centre-back in the next few weeks and it'll be a waste of time. But talking to centre-backs, Anderson has been getting pelters by Fulham fans. Apparently it's not been going so well for him. Although Fulham have been doing well this season, so it feels a bit...
You're going to step in and defend him? You shut up about him.
What was funny is the tweet in amongst it all from the Fulham fans saying, "Can we stop tweeting about Anderson so Palace fans don't realise, please?" But it was too late. We'd all noticed. I mean, Hesketh, it's harsh on Anderson's Palace career because he did have a good Palace career to say that we've probably come out the right side of this deal with getting all that money for him and then getting the Lacroix in return.
Yeah, I think it's true. I mean, 30 million for Joa is really good money. I mean, I think we said at the time it worked out for everyone because he gets the money that he wanted, Fulham getting back, blah, blah, blah. But now that we've seen how good Lacroix is, now that he's settled in and is really showing why Glasner wanted him, I wouldn't swap him. So, gutted to Fulham, I guess, although, like you say, they're doing pretty well, aren't they? So, I don't think they're going to be that fussed.
Yeah, you say that, though. We are climbing the league now. The table is shrinking, shall we say. We're only 6 points behind them now, so...
Ooh. Go on, what position are we in currently?
After our victory tonight, we are 14th. Level on points with Spurs in 13th.
Excuse me, I've just got to get a tissue for my nosebleed.
We play West Ham on the weekend, so beat them would go above them.
What position are they?
They are in 12th.
Yes.
In our position. We're coming
forward. Hands off our position, please.
Well, they will hands off our position if they win because they'll move above it, I'd imagine.
Shit.
Careful what you wish for. So I should always also point out that I glossed over not doing a beer check at the start.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do have a glass of Rioja instead. So
classy. Nothing says midweek win away at Leicester like a glass of Rioja.
Exactly. So just have a sip of this. I think it's nice.
Any blurb, or are you going to just stick your nose in it and make one up? Ooh, I'm getting. Notes what are you getting?
It smells like 3 points on a foggy night in the Midlands.
Oh, is it a fog? Is it a fog Rioja?
No, the fog was last week. Thank you very much.
Has it got any Optimus Primatron, whatever it was?
Nectartron.
Necatron.
No, I don't know. Is this a big glass or not? I don't.
Does your glass look big in this? That looks like one of those glasses that's deceptively wide, so while it doesn't look particularly full, it's clearly a large glass.
So you can say I only had a couple, and that's like the bottle gone.
Yes, that's probably a fair assessment. Could also use it to toast Justin Devaney getting a new contract.
Yes, indeed.
tying him down to, was it 2027?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, I mean, probably, I think we can all agree it's well deserved. Getting his first Premier League goal, becoming an option from the bench as well, a legitimate option for the bench, came on tonight as well. So, well done to Justin Devaney. Congratulations, Palace women got through in the FA Cup, thumping 6-1 win over Sheffield United. About them Blades. And where to next now? Textor's back in the news, Albert.
Oh no,
back in the news.
Is he ever out of the news?
The wheels are off the skateboard. He's stationary in the news.
So it's two bits of news, really. Is it? He's been accused by the French FA, I guess, of just basically not knowing the rules at all. But I must admit that article was written awfully in French. There was a lot of French. Did our result?
That's what made it awful, or you are critiquing?
No, that meant I couldn't read it.
Yeah, that's. Do you know what I find that with foreign languages? Yeah, I find that with foreign languages, I can't read them either.
If only we knew even seen the article. French. Yeah, exactly.
The one person who could read it.
But then it's not the only reason he's been in the news. The other reason being his WhatsApp messages have been leaked.
It's not a picture of a prosthetic penis, is it?
No, it's not an Ian Botham style WhatsApp or tweet, whatever it was. John Textor, it's 4th of July and I'm still listening to this little arsehole who you would like to sign. Are you still interested in signing? Dortmund has now spoken to us for the first time and I'm happy to tell them to fuck off. I just need to know that you still want the player. Thanks. That's a THX thanks as well from John Textor. And then a later message says, terrific. I think the kid is a good kid. I think his team of people are total assholes. I will send him a message tonight that Dortmund can fuck off. Thanks. With an exclamation mark this time.
Wow.
That's how you run a football club.
Yep.
Fuck off, man.
Can't he just sell Shirky to us? Can't he just make it, force it through? Good player. Very good player. But John Textor, never far from the news. Always entertaining.
John Textor, or as I'm now going to call him, John WhatsApper.
Hey.
Boo.
Very good. That's why you earn the big bucks.
Now, we have Textor wanting to sell, Textor wanting to stay, and now we have extra investment from our owners of £37 million in a creation of a bunch of shares.
Bosh.
This is where I am going to say, Hesketh, what's happening?
Oh, fucking hell. Well,
you better have an answer, otherwise you're amateurish, mate. Come on.
Oh my God, I'm amateurish. If you're listening from the world of Reddit, leave us alone.
We literally are amateurs.
Yeah, we've been called amateurish. We've been called amateurish, which is, no burn to me because we're literally amateurs. The shares. This apparently gives us like 38 million or something extra money to play with.
Come back, Trevor Chalobah.
Come back, Trevor Chalobah. The headline seemed to be that we've got money in the pot for signings, but when I read the article, which was put on The Athletic earlier today, it also mentions the stand. So now I'm like, is any money going on signings, or is it just for the stand?
It probably covers it.
If the stand can play left back, I'm up for it.
Well, unfortunately, the stand's left back in the fucking 1920s. That's the problem with it.
Left back in the planning office.
But I guess now we're just with each passing month and year that we don't build a stand, the cost goes up in terms of material and labour and everything like that. So it's only getting more expensive. So based on when we first put out that we wanted to build that stand, it's probably 37 million quid more than it was back then. So Maybe it's just to cover that and make sure that can still happen. So I don't think you can just willy-nilly create shares, can you, and buy players with them?
No, I mean, I don't think it affects PSR because we're doing fine anyway with that. But I'm not financial. I don't know. Albert, you're the one with money. You answer this question.
I reckon it's just going to be another 37 million quid in the Sainsbury's pockets. Shut them up. Every little helps. That's Tesco's, isn't it? Damn.
It is, yeah.
Shit.
I mean, it would be nice if we did have some money to buy people in January, because we talked about it at the end of December when Glasner said he wants them. Oh, I'd like them on the first day of the window opening. Well, how about we take one away?
Yeah, exactly. You've been promised 2, but we didn't say we weren't going to sell any.
Yeah.
But I guess this is kind of out of our hands, really. Maybe we've made mistakes with allowing there to be a recall clause in there. I don't know how much of a say we have in that kind of thing, but... Yeah.
I mean, do you think... I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not a football contract expert, but I'd expect a recall clause to be fairly standard, wouldn't you? Particularly when you're getting it, you only tend to loan players from clubs that are a bit bigger than yourselves, and over the years it's been Chelsea loanees, but maybe I'm being naive.
Yeah, no, but I think it's possible to negotiate that there can be no recall if you think that the player is going to be key to your season. I'm basing my knowledge off of Championship Manager 2001-2002, to be honest. God knows. But yeah, sad that he's gone. But we've got to be getting a couple players in at least, I imagine. I mean, as SA from Millwall is all but done. The Millwall manager's talked about, I haven't picked him in the squad because I don't want to hamper things this late on. So you got to think that's going to happen. And then I shouldn't laugh. We'll continue to lowball for Diouf, the left wing back, and hopefully Slavia Prague will cave before the end of the window. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna. Glasner post match today talked about Neil Lennon asked him what's down to the upturn in form over the last couple of months, and he's like, we've had the players on the training pitch. And he talked about the 12 coming back from competitions in the summer and blah, blah, but then ended with, and then we signed 4 people on deadline day. So still I would get into any conversation.
It would have been great if you'd have said that and then looked directly down the camera.
But yeah, so we'll have to see how it goes. But
listen, if Slavia Prague want to play hardball, Textor can get on the old WhatsApp and sort this out right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Little voice note
over there.
Little voice note.
Oh, right. So Stockport, let's very briefly touch on Stockport. Got the job done. Ish.
What was the job?
Just get through to the next round of where we've picked up. We've picked up lowest ranked, I guess, second lowest ranked team now with Orient going through. Maybe not. Actually, Orient would be above Donny because aren't Orient in League One these days? Maybe. My knowledge of football has just deteriorated. Shocking amateur behaviour.
Amateurish.
But yeah, great draw. That you've got to take that. Stockport at home and then Donny away to get into the last 16. But of course, the performance against Stockport was not great. Fair play to Stockport. They didn't come and just try and sit behind the ball or anything like that. They tried to play football. Decent little outfit, I thought. A good transfer in their league form, really. They're just outside the playoffs. So not bad from them at all. Travelled heavily as well. Nice. Nice full away end for them. Near on sold out Sellers Park, which is lovely for the third round because we've not done that for quite a while, I don't think, particularly against lower league opposition. So that was nice to see. Any highlights?
I mean, seeing you before the game.
Yeah, good company. You, Cara, producer Sam.
Yeah.
We're all coming out. Albert was missing in
He
MIA.
was.
MID, missing in Don Eagles.
Solo parenting at the moment. Left the house late. Only got to Don Eagles at 2:15. Had to force the pickled eggs down the children's mouths whole. And then,
This is as good as it's going to get. Eat it.
And then turned up at the ground, and it was like fucking 2:45, 2:50, and it was like fucking Glastonbury. Like the queue, my entrance 8, which is obviously the end of the White Horse, just past the Sainsbury's. It's like the queue was back to the club shop, and I thought this can't be a queue for me. Walked down, and that was the fucking queue at sort of 2:50. So we were lucky. We just saw the goal. Just got there and saw the goal. Because imagine getting there and not seeing the goal.
Well, the problem is on games like that where loads of people are coming casual, bringing people with them, that kind of thing. It's not your regular lot. So a lot of amateurish behaviour around the stadium.
It's everywhere, isn't it? I think it's catching.
But yeah, other than just saying we got the win, I don't want to harp on too much about it being quite a bad afternoon for Eddie and Ketia.
Another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough one for a minute. I thought their number 9 was better, which is not great to say.
Yeah.
But let's be positive. Kamada was good. I know some people don't want to hear it. There was definitely some people around me who, when he made like one bad pass, just said how shit he was. But I thought he was man of the match for us.
Yeah, he did well. Man of the match is a bit strong.
I mean, it's a low bar. It's a very low bar. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. I mean, like the highlight for me actually probably was my mate Dan brought his son to his first Palace game. And he enjoyed it, which is good. I think my mate said that his son's prediction was 7-2 for the game. So he didn't quite get a 9-goal thriller. But yeah,
when the goal went in on the 4th minute,
Coops was like, should have put some money on this fucking 7-2. And to be also with the draw after the game, I was a bit hasty to moan because I've already been to Doncaster and I want a new ground until I think it was you, Terence, that pointed out what a good, objectively good draw it was and that I should just shut up and enjoy it. So I apologise.
Well, sadly, that's the weekend I'm in Munich to watch Elise, so I'm kind of happy that it was Elise. It wasn't a new ground, but I'm going to be gutted to miss that one.
You think you're watching Elise, but he's going to get injured.
Well, no. Bayern did win 5-0 tonight, but he came on as a late sub, so they rotate quite a bit at the front. So that's more my worry, is that it's a game where they decide to bench him, which is not often. But yeah, I think because they've had that break and then played a couple of times in a few days, got Champions League next week. They're obviously just rotating around, so who knows? Fingers crossed. Because the tickets weren't cheap. Getting match tickets at Bayern when you're a tourist is not cheap. It's €160 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you're thinking like my hotel and flight in total, I think was like €400. No,
Jesus,
and like €160 ticket. But yeah, looking forward to that. Got fans of the pod, John and Holly coming, John Petrie, Holly Walsh, and me and my wife. So looking forward to that. One good thing that I noticed at the end, not a good thing, Eze clearly knew their keeper. Clearly knew the Stockport goalkeeper because they were having a right old chinwag at the end. And then the goalkeeper gets Eze in a headlock and Oliver Glasner comes sprinting over to like back the beef. He's like, what's going on? And then you can see Eze laughing and then like explaining how they know each other. It was very sweet. And Glasner was just then all of a sudden just giving off very dad vibes. standing there chatting to the two of them.
Play nice now.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I say, happy to move on, get into the FA Cup 4th round, Donny away, and Man United are still in. So that means we can at least make the final as long as Man United stay in.
Mm-hmm.
Third time lucky, anyone?
Yeah. Come on, we got Oliver.
Okay, so moving on to Leicester then.
When was that?
When was that? Before we talk about the game, I want to talk about we sold circa 1,000 tickets for the game. Entire block, just tarpaulined off tonight. I saw Carl's Instagram was saying expect a whole night of is that all you take away from the Leicester fans? Why do you think it is? I mean, we had a very similar sort of turnout of Villa away, didn't we? Where really empty away end. What's your thought process, Hesketh?
I don't think it helps being midweek in January when we've had so many games over December, January already. To be fair, it's usually an away game that I go to. I think it's one of my most visited grounds, but yeah, I'm back at work now. Done loads of games over Christmas and New Year, and I think definitely, people spend a lot of money. The paycheck to paycheck, that month, December to January, is a fucking rough one. Mm. So, definitely fair play to the 1,000 that went up there. Obviously, it was worth it in the end today. But yeah, I just think a midweek game in the middle of January is rough. So, I'm not really that surprised that we didn't take that many.
Albert, you love a midweek away in that part of the world. You went to Wolves and could have taken the boys tonight.
Well, my brother and my dad and my niece went, but my brother lives in Northampton, so he was like, it's going to take me an hour to get to Leicester, where it normally takes me the best part of 3 hours to get to Selhurst. So
yeah,
he was loving it. But he prior to tonight, he'd been to see Palace play Leicester away 5 times and hadn't ever seen a win. So I don't think
that feels impossible.
Yeah, he went to the 5.
He went to Wilfred Zaha's dance floor 5 times and didn't see us win. That's ridiculous.
Well, a couple of those were at Filbert Street. We're going back a little while historically. But yeah, he's been away to Leicester 5 times, not seen a win until tonight. So Neil for real, loving life.
Yeah, I suppose it would have been 97-90. He would have been at the Padovano one in 97-98, I imagine then.
Yeah, that may be.
True.
Yeah, that could have been.
Muzzy, is it? Last minute equaliser.
Yeah, and there would have been some around the early 2000s because his best mate went to uni in Leicester. So it would have been a sort of package weekend.
Yeah, we played them. I think we got them 2 years running in the League Cup, didn't we? We beat them 3-0 in the second year, but the first year I think we lost there.
Christ, I'm deferring to anyone but me on this.
We definitely lost a game where Paul Dickoff scored.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
We had in the League Cup, so we had the 3-0 League Cup, the famous one where we went to the semi-final. But then the season before that, we lost, and Steve Thompson scored in both games. I think that might be his only 2 Palace goals.
Come on.
Both at Filbert Street. He just loved walking into the stadium via someone's front door.
The King Power, Wilf Zaha's dance floor, Filbert Street, Tomo's dance floor.
Tomo's dance floor. God, I'll never get that 97-98 one and just never forget Robbie Savage got dogs abuse. He was playing left back at that point. And he just got dogs abuse because we were like all the way down the side at Filbert Street, the away end. And yeah, he just got it for like the entire half that he was down that side.
On co-commentary tonight?
Why is it every single time I'm watching a Palace game on TV. The co-commentator played for the team Palace are playing. It feels like it's every single time I watch Palace.
Well, they even had Neil Leonard as well, like side of pitch. Let's double up.
Yeah. Or was it Owen Hargreaves as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also he's an active manager now, which would I'd assume that would rule you out of punditry duty.
Who, Robbie Savage?
Yeah, isn't he manager of Macclesfield?
Yeah, Macclesfield.
He's Macclesfield manager, and he's still on co-coms.
He's
and
scouting.
On 5 Live. He's
scouting Nketiah.
They're top of the league. They might be able to draw him in.
Yeah.
I was all right. They're not then.
Too good. That's too good.
They're already scoring. They're fine.
Oh no. Oh God! Talking about loan recalls with Chalobah, very briefly. What did you see? Stoke recalled a player from loan at Walsall. Walsall are like running away with their division, and this Stoke player's already scored like almost 20 goals this season. The Stoke had just gone, we'll have him back, thanks.
I thought you were going to say, talking of recalling, can we recall our £30 million from Arsenal?
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost the receipt.
I'm really sorry. We're going to need it back.
Just some of it. Can we have like a third of it back? No, I can't. Like, he's going to get it. Just think how long it took Mateta to get going. And Mateta's now already got 9 goals this season. Chuck on the 20 he got last season. You know, there's still most of this season to go, so he's got a chance to get to 20 again. And it took him a few seasons to get there. Less so you want that when it's a £30 million signing, but we've got to give him some time. And it's hardly set up for him, the system, you know. The system's set up to create chances for Mateta because Mateta knows how to finish chances. So that's how we are going forward. What's wonderful this season is we've added the set piece goals because fuck knows where we'd be without them.
Yeah, we need them.
Yeah. But yeah. So I just don't want to rag on Nketiah all the time because it's just going to become a bit of an ongoing joke, isn't it? And
we're not. We're only doing it once a week on the podcast.
Yeah, it's not like we're like this all week in the WhatsApp, listeners. We're not. We promise. So I mean, but tonight against Leicester, first half. I mean, Will Hughes aside, pretty fucking shocking performance to be honest. Which I suppose some of it can go down to Leicester. Leicester came out the traps really fast. Vardy volleyed wide early on. Munoz and Chris Richards were helping Leicester's cause by consistently giving the ball away. But rode out the early sort of Leicester pressure and then created the best chance of the first half when JP Albert, where's your Mateta vendetta? Let's go. Spooned it over the bar.
Outrageous. Really outrageous. That's like he's had the factory reset button pushed on him and gone back to Mateta of old, as you were just talking about. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because it's a great chance and there's the option to pass it to Eze, who would probably fucking put it wide as well. Let's face it. But yeah, it was a rare moment. In particular, I didn't see the first 20 minutes. I got caught on the hop with the early kickoff and was putting the kids in bed, and then heard it had started. She's like, right, yeah, brush your own teeth. Good night, and then ran downstairs. So I saw from 20 minutes onwards, and I think that chance was around half hour. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a chance that if we hadn't have won, or particularly him getting on the score sheet, if neither of those things had happened, we'd be sort of maybe he'd be getting some of the Nketiah heat, as I will call it.
I mean, he's got 9 goals this season. We can't really give him Nketiah heat. But I suppose just before that was Vardy got through 1-on-1, which was given offside on the pitch. Dean Henderson makes a good save. What do you think, Hesketh? It was hard to tell from the angle on the TV, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I thought he was on, but because of the cut of the grass and then the weird angle of the camera, it could easily have been either. But I mean, you'll say Henderson don't know if it's onside or not, and he stood up really well to make the save, albeit I think they might have said it on commentary, but you expect Vardy to go back across goal into the corner there. So I'm quite glad he just pumped it and Hendo stood up. But yeah, I mean, the first half was just so pedestrian. I mean, ironically, with that JP chance, it was set up by Munoz just herring forward like a lunatic and it being smashed off his face.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very pedestrian, a lot of crap passing, a lot of giving the ball away.
Really, from both teams as well. I mean, Leicester were, had definitely the better half in that first, from what I saw in the first half. But fuck me, like neither team wanted to keep the ball very long.
Yeah, I think.
But you say you missed the first 20 minutes. That's probably when Leicester were at their best. And I've got a note artist that says neither team could complete 5 passes in a row. Was basically how it went. And I clearly don't understand how the interception stats work, because according to the stats, Will Hughes didn't intercept the ball once, but he was doing it consistently. So
yeah,
I think I misunderstand what an interception on a stat is, but there you go. But obviously we also had in the half Lerma going off. Now, we found out from Glasner after it was illness, not an injury. But he absolutely shithoused his way across the pitch. It took him about 4 minutes to get off.
And he's delirious with fever.
Yeah, well, I think I think he was letting Glasner talk to the team because he realised how shit we were playing. And Glasner had like held a mini conference on the side of the pitch. And then
is that what made him ill?
And then Lerma then starts making his way over once they've been chatting for a minute and a half or whatever. And then he realises Decore isn't ready. So he just lays back down on the ground until Decore's got his kit on.
I'm feeling so ill. Oh, no.
So, but hopefully, that's just illness and not an injury. So can be back for the weekend. I've just got loads of stuff about Hughes, really. I just think he was excellent, to be honest.
Yeah, he was
really,
good.
really good. His usual tackles and interceptions and all of that. But it's just the way in recent weeks that he's been able to make an impact further up the pitch as well. Mm-hmm. Just really unlocking defences with some nice passes, particularly like finding the fullbacks, and almost scored as well. Just shaved the paint of coat off the top of the crossbar, Hesketh.
Yeah, I think if it had been on his left foot, that definitely would have gone in.
Definitely would have gone in. I mean, he caught it pretty well on his right.
But yeah, he was good again. I was a bit worried when he got taken off, actually. I'm sure we'll get onto the second half, but I just wondered if that was the right change. But again, he's not played for a couple of games. I know he had a foot injury, didn't he? So you don't know if that was giving him jip or it really was just resting him for half an hour because we've got another game in a few days. But yeah, I thought he was good again. And thankfully, he had a bit rusty in the first half, but came into the game really well, was Decore again. He gave away a couple of really horrible passes, which worried me a bit, but yeah, grew into the game. So hopefully this, however long it was that he got hour and a bit, is another sort of notch in him getting back to where he was.
I enjoyed right on the stroke of half time after Leicester had a couple more chances. I think Mavididi. He didn't, did he? He nutmegged Munoz. Vardy skied his cross. I think they put a free kick just wide. And Vardy didn't Vardy give Gay a bit of a torrid time at Selhurst?
He did, yeah. And
he run him down and forced him into a mistake again. Yeah, I knew my memory wasn't playing tricks on me. But I think after that, Gay actually did really well against Vardy tonight. I think it was just that one example. But right at the stroke of half time, the main commentator's going, Leicester have got 5 losses on the bounce. Palace are looking to equal a club record of 6 unbeaten away in the Premier League. And then Robbie Savage is going, yeah, but this is the sort of game Leicester should be winning. I'm just like, I mean, the statement that gone with to follow that up, it doesn't feel right. But again, probably just because you've got a former Leicester player commentating on Leicester. But does it surprise you, Albert, that 6 away without defeat is a club record, joint club record?
Does it surprise me that it's a record?
I mean, it must be top flight. It must be, or Premier League. I imagine they only talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely went on some 13, 14 amazing game streaks in the Championship.
Yeah,
I seem to remember.
Sure,
yeah. So it's got, if it's a top flight record, I'm less surprised. If it's an all time record, I'm very surprised.
Yeah, so six Premier League away matches without defeat in a row.
Yeah. And we've conceded the fewest goals away from home in the Premier League, in only conceding 11 goals away from home this season so far,
that's pretty good.
It's tied with who? Have a guess. Both get one guess each.
Conceding the least goals away from home in the Premier League.
Should I guess?
United.
Oh, okay.
Man United. No, it's not Manchester United.
I was going to guess Chelsea.
No, it's Spurs, weirdly.
Oh. To be fair, I was only guessing Chelsea because I thought it was going to be whoever Trevor Chalobah plays for.
Yeah. So I think Chelsea are maybe 12. So it's like we're 11, Spurs are 11, then there's a couple of teams on 12 and a couple of teams on 13. So it's tight, but still impressive considering we're 14th in the league or whatever,
Yeah.
Not bad at all. And this, Glasner post-match talks a lot about it's the defence that, been doing really, really well. We've got great selection of centre-backs to choose from and goalkeepers having a great season. So, yeah, it's a slightly smaller pool of centre-backs.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Rad Chad is back.
Rad Chad.
I wonder if there's been any text messages to Rob Holding.
Don't get excited.
We need you to come back. Although apparently there's him and a certain Wilfried Zaha been trying to get moves to the MLS, isn't it?
And a certain Jeffrey Schlupp, apparently. I reckon Schlupp and Wilf are probably wanted by MLS teams, and Holding wants to be wanted by MLS teams. I don't think MLS teams know who Rob Holding is.
Rob Holding doesn't realise that it's Crystal Palace, Baltimore.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. You're going over there to play in their reserves. Punishment. Playing with our reserves wasn't punishment enough.
Yeah.
Get over to CPFC Baltimore. We're talking about CPFC Baltimore. Maybe this will be a good time, Albert, for you to relay your Audible stats for the year.
Oh, yeah, that was his idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously you get Spotify do your Wrapped thing at the end of the year and Apple Music, and my Spotify Wrapped is all computer game music because my kids have absolutely polluted my Spotify. So we'll leave that one alone. But I got my Audible end of year stats, and I had these authors captivated your attention. One was Rory Stewart. I listened to Rory Stewart's book whilst trying to sleep a lot. The second one was James O'Brien. But just sneaking in ahead of those two with a massive 26 hours of listening was Simon Jordan. And I know I've mentioned it on the pod the last few weeks that I've been listening to it. His book's only 9 hours long, and somehow I'd spent more than a whole day of 2024 listening to it. And it's because I kept falling asleep and having to rewind it. It's not because I'm obsessed, but listened to it 3 times.
Does it tell you what percentage of listeners of the book you're in?
No, I didn't go into that much stats.
I'm assuming it must be top 0.01%.
And then at the end, just in case there's any sort of lack of clarification in those stats, it says the narrator you heard the most was Simon Jordan with 26 hours. So so that was good.
Well, so that tells me that he's very successful in helping you drift off to sleep.
There you go. But not I think it's a riveting book. It wasn't sort of intentional. I wasn't using it to fall asleep. It was just, well, I'm awake now. I'll just put that back on.
Where are you up to now? Have you finished it?
Oh yeah, finished it now, mate. Christ, yeah, I haven't got to go in for a 28th hour.
And until we do the book club.
Yeah.
Which may or may not come. But anyway, let's go back to Leicester in the second half. Glasner talked about after the game how he was getting into him. He said I was very loud and aggressive, and showed them a few clips of where they were being very sloppy and in possession and not chasing and all that sort of stuff. So nice to know that he got stuck in, because they freaking deserved it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, much better start to the half. It's definitely looking like we pushed Leicester all the way back, and then a lovely drive from Hesketh unlocks the door.
Yeah, we started moving the ball a lot faster from the off, which is great, because it was getting very frustrating in the first half where we were just sort of passing around at the back and no one was really moving, and then we'd inevitably lose the ball. And something that Sar's been very good at is, apart from making those sort of runs, is running with the ball. And I thought he did it really well in the build-up for the goal, sort of just took the ball by the horns, pushed forward in a brilliant way to pass. Those sort of passes, very easy to hit too hard to the goalie, or, not hard enough so the defender takes control of it. But I thought it was a great way to pass. Great run by JP and very calm finish. So, yeah, brilliant. And I also quite liked when JP was celebrating. Devaney, who was warming up as a sub behind the goal, sort of nearer the corner flag, waited until JP had kicked the corner flag before he then went to congratulate him in the goal. So I think he knows that that's sacred.
Indeed. Yeah, but the connection, Albert, was lovely, wasn't it? It was just a lovely little thread. Lovely way to pass.
Yeah, and it was nice because obviously we've spoken about the first half. We were really, a bit like I say, both teams were struggling to keep hold of the ball, particularly in the middle of the park, and sort of transitioning from, back to front. And Sarr, obviously, Sarr sort of gets tackled and has to battle to get the ball back, and then all of a sudden, he's opened up and jinked past a player and, sort of taken the ball by the horns. And yeah, it's a great pass. I think just, probably take the opportunity now to say that obviously Will Hughes was very, very, very influential and, a real example to everybody. But I thought Sarr was very good as well. Just the way he takes the initiative and just tries to drive forward. And again, I'm not here to make other players, appear bad. But, what Sarr did tonight is what I've been hoping Eze is going to do, all season, grab the game by the scruff of the neck and drive forward and move forward with the ball and look for those passes. But, Eze is obviously floating out wide a bit more. But yeah, if we could get Eze doing that as well, then, we're only going to score more goals.
Sorry, mate, you lost me when you said Sarr and Orns in the same sentence. I was like, here he goes with his Watford talk again. But then it was again not long after, Albert, a lovely little threaded ball through to Mitchell this time, and keeper makes an incredible save. Ty really did well to dig the finish out and try and get it over him, but great save from the keeper. Yeah,
that pass is outrageous. It's an outrageous pass. The touch is probably 1% too heavy, and it makes Ty makes the finish a bit harder for himself and gives the keeper that split second to close down a bit more. But really, really nice to see the fullbacks getting involved. Munoz has had a bit of a purple patch this season. I thought Ty played well today again, second half. Long may it continue.
Yeah, and then a few bits happen over the space of 10 minutes, which gives Leicester a bit of a, it looks like they're going to get back into the game. Kamada replaces Hughes. Vardy backheels it wide. Leicester make 3 subs and move to 2 up top, and it takes us a little bit of time to adjust to that change in formation, and they sort of have a few chances. I mean, that Patson Daka is, I don't know, he put that chance so far wide for a connection on the ball that was so clean. It's like, where were you aiming? Like, you kicked the ball perfectly, you hit it so hard, but went very, very wide of the mark.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was aiming at the steward sat behind the goal because it was a perfect pass straight to it.
And then they hit the bar as well. I mean, I think that was more luck than design. The finish on that, it was very much behind him and kind of loops up a bit onto the bar. And it looks like they're about to get back into it and maybe, find an equaliser. And then our 9th set-piece goal of the season comes out of the blue. Good little drive from Doucouré in the middle of the park. Gets pulled down. And this is notoriously an incredibly difficult position of a free kick. Dead centre, too far to shoot. To drop it in behind and get any sort of chance on goal is next to impossible. But Ebbs, again, without doing too much in the game, it's the 4th game in a row where he's scored, got an assist, scored again, and now got an assist again. With a lovely touch in, and Hesketh, some finish.
Yeah, brilliant. Funny you should say that when he was lining up to take the free kick, I was like, I don't know what he's going to do here. Like, I just sort of assume he'll try and plonk it near the back post and someone head it back across. The Scott Dan, aim at Scott Dan's head to get it back in the area. But it was a brilliant pass. Sort of cross, but the finish was unbelievable. Like, if a striker's scoring that, I'm saying that's a great finish. For a centre half to sort of outmuscle someone and open his foot up and roof it, absolutely brilliant. Vanessa actually did say the reason that Gay scored is because we weren't there, because she still has never seen Mark Gay score in person. Wow. So I think she's trying to take credit there.
I'm kind of like, through this fog of this glass of wine, I'm seeing a very similar James MacArthur goal away at Southampton.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the one where Luca scores a winner, isn't it? In the pouring rain.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, I can see MacArthur in like a close range thunder bastard of a volley at the back post. But, who knows? Then we make a triple change. Eddie for JP, Devaney for Ebbs, Klein for Mitchell. And Ayew comes on not long after. He's in the game, Ayew. He's trying to make stuff happen for them, or is he? Because they get a free kick about 45 yards out, Hesketh, and he... You claimed, what was it? He had a shot to give us the ball back.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. I mean, when he was lining up to take it, as much as for our one when we scored, I was like, well, I don't know what he's going to do here. I actually thought he's going to have a shot. And he knows he's not scoring. He put it right in Henderson's hands. He said, thank you very much. He still lost.
He's going to go to ground and try and win another free kick.
yeah.
But it was so funny because it took him a while to take it, considering how late it was in the game, and the crowd were groaning a bit. And then he hit it, and then it was just a collective sigh. And then the stadium goes quiet, and all you can hear is the away end singing Jordan Ayew's name, which I thought was quite nice.
Imagine that's a moment where you can hear a lot of the seats folding back up on themselves. Right, that's the right. Yeah, right. Thanks very much. Sorry, can I get out?
Yeah. So we hold on, as we've already said. Conceded the fewest away goals, club record 6 unbeaten away from home. Scored the second most set pieces in 9. How many set pieces did we score from last season?
That should have been one of our most outrageous predictions at the beginning of the season. Even if one of us had said we'll score more than one set-piece goal, that would have been outrageous.
So in the entirety of the 23-24 campaign, we scored 5 set pieces.
And wasn't the first one definitely not? Shouldn't have counted. Was that season?
Well, that was that season. That was that's the only corner we scored from that season.
Ah, yes, that's corner specific. You're right.
It does count as a set piece, but then there was 4 other set pieces because I think we scored a couple of direct free kicks, which obviously count as a set piece and things like that, and probably a couple of crosses from rubber. But yeah, five in total last season, and we've got 9 this season already.
Should have been 10 with Eze's free kick at Brentford.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I wonder where Eze is this season if that goes in.
Well, we'd be top of the league, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I've crunched the numbers, and I'm pretty sure we'd be top of the league.
We'd be number 1.
I'm pretty sure.
Listen, the geezer works in data. You can't question it.
Thank you.
Yeah, lovely. But puts us up, was it up to 14th and then above Manchester United, but obviously they play tomorrow night. Puts us in sight of West Ham, who we play on the weekend. And anyone going to that?
I am going to that.
Yes, me too.
Negative.
I'm out.
I'm also out.
Dropping my son off at my mum's who lives in East London, and then Crate from midday. And then out after, as Crate is the brewery that also does pizza just across the way from the stadium. Perfect for like it's mixed, so you can be away fans in there, but don't normally wear colours to away games anyway. So, but in memory, they don't seem to care, especially when you're in there from midday, spending all of the money on their beers. But yeah, no, good beer, good pizza, it's nice. Come along.
Sounds very civilised.
And then, in the fan zone, you said your friend Dan brought his son to Stockport for his first game. And that was, I said to him in the fan zone, "You're a week early. I only normally see you at West Ham away," because he lives in Leighton these days.
He does. And you will also be seeing him at West Ham away in a couple of days.
Yeah, twice in a week. Look at that.
I know, mad. Absolutely mad.
How you feeling about West Ham? Obviously, Graham Potter goes in there, boo hiss, gets a win straight away against a good Fulham side. Bad timing for us?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm going to say. It is a new manager bounce. I mean, they lost in the cup, didn't they? But good win against Fulham. I would like to have played them with Lopetegui still in charge, because I reckon we'd have a decent chance of winning. Bit more difficult now. But hopefully we're sort of buoyed by not playing great, but still getting a win with a clean sheet away tonight and sort of building on that. But I think we definitely need to start a bit better on Saturday than we did today, because I just don't like West Ham fans getting a modicum of noise supporting their team.
Albert, you going to be all over the Paquetá yellow card?
Yeah. What a shit. Was it this season, the home game, where he charged down the free kick clearly an attempt to get booked? And it was like, fucking hell. Anyone? No, I don't. In terms of, is it a good time? Is it a bad time? It's away from home, so we could extend the record. Yeah, look, there is probably as inconsistent as we are, but we're hitting a run of form. We don't concede many goals. I can see. I'm assuming he's fit. I can see Kudus causing us some problems. If Jamie Vardy can fucking get in behind, then he certainly can. But we don't concede a lot of goals anyway, so I think we got a good chance of winning it. Obviously, they're buoyed by a new manager. And a squad that's, I think they've got quite a fair squad, or obviously a few injuries, but we could go there, and it's probably a classic. Would probably take the point, all things being equal, Saturday. Now, knowing we've already got 3 points tonight, so
That was very positive. Like it.
Oh, thanks.
But we get our fair share of results at the London Stadium, so why not? Looking up, as I said a few weeks ago. Yeah, true. As I said a few weeks ago, we're not that far off those European places. I'm telling you.
Do you know what we are due? We're due a penalty.
This is true.
That is a shout.
We are well overdue a penalty.
Didn't Mateta score one against Leicester? Was that our last one?
He did. I think it was.
So it would have been about
early on, eh?
Yeah, 19.
Asterisk, not tonight or last night. If you're listening tomorrow, today, and you haven't seen the Leicester result.
Well, that would be 15, 16-ish games ago. Can't think of any more penalties in that time.
Well overdue. Step up, Eddie. Step up, Eddie.
Undoubtedly, there will have been one, and someone on Reddit will be calling us an amateur. So
whatever, bring it on.
No, all feedback is a gift. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Hesketh. It's late. We're all very tired. So we go to bed happy at another 3 points. 3 points again, ole ole. Or singing it in the 86th minute is still a bit ropey because they did turn around a 2-0 against Brighton at their place very late, didn't they? So
yeah, I was getting a bit annoyed.
From home, I was still getting upset by the crowd.
Seething.
Thanks to everyone for listening, and until next time.